right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another amazing episode here on the Train Hard Restaurant podcast. Today, we're going to dive in on what the main reason or what the cause is on why you can't lose weight. And this topic has been brought to my attention because just recently, actually within the past few days, I've been asked a series of questions when it comes down to nutrition. And when I get asked something multiple times, like sometimes maybe in different forms, because you can ask a question like 5, 10,000 different ways. But if I get asked a question and it's kind of like repetitive with other people, I need to talk about that subject. We need to get that education out there, help people out, get people informed. And when it comes down to losing weight, that's something everybody wants to do. Everybody wants to lose weight, get toned, sculpt my body. I want to have nice lines here. I want to have good legs and good core. I want to see 5 pounds come off the scale. And I've talked about this multiple times, especially with guest speakers. And the scale is always going to be a battle that you're going to lose because, if you are someone who relies on the scale to gain gratification or satisfaction of progress that you're achieving, then you're always going to lose because that is always going to fluctuate, especially if you're a female. Ladies, y'all have a lot of different things that go on within a month of your life. You have menstrual cycles, you have different things that go on. And around a menstrual cycle, you crave an appetite, you get an appetite, your body has to retain water because it's doing so much to go through that menstrual cycle. There's so much that's going on. So your body weight is going to fluctuate. Ladies, have a higher body fat percentage because you girls need that. And you have to have it, right? You have your reproductive system is a lot stronger, not stronger than ours, because you need a male and a female to create life or whatnot. But whenever it comes down to like who is the one that holds the child and grows this human body inside their own body, it's you girls. And that's a lot of work, right? So the body in a female, okay, the reproductive system takes a lot of work. Okay, so whenever your body goes through that period of time where you're going through your menstrual cycle, your body's going to hold water. You're going to get cravings. Your metabolism is going to get a little bit higher. You're going to increase, all these cravings and things that you want. Your body's going to want carbohydrates. It's going to want sweet. It's going to want food. So whenever you provide that to it, it can be either good or bad. Now, I want to explain a lot of different things today when it comes down to why you can't lose weight. But number one is because of the mentality that you have. If you always feel like you're never going to lose weight and you're always focusing on the scale, then it's never going to happen. You're just never going to lose weight because you're so isolated on eating less and doing so much cardio that's all you're focused on. And you're so worried about the scale and just seeing 5 pounds come off. But in reality, that's not what's going to happen. You're going to do a lot more harm than any good. And I'm going to break down a lot of different things today that's going to help you out. I want to take everyone's questions that I've been getting and I want to bring it up on here on the show. And I want to help you out. I want to give you the insights, the knowledge behind this, okay? So number one, why am I not losing weight? But I've been training, I've been lifting heavy, I've been doing my cardio after my workouts or whatnot. I've been eating right. How come I'm not losing weight, but I'm seeing a change in my clothes? I'm seeing a change in the mirror. Now, let me tell you this, okay? It's 2 words, body composition. Very simple. And I talked about this a long time ago in another episode, but a pound of fat, okay, a pound of fat is a lot bigger in mass, okay? Like what a pound of fat, if you put it on a plate, on a table, it looks big, okay? A pound of muscle is not that big. But when it comes down to numbers, if you lose a pound of fat and gain a pound of muscle, the scale is not going to change because you took one away, a pound, and you gained a pound of something. That's all the scale is looking at. Is weight. That's it. Doesn't care if you gained a pound of water and lost a pound of water. It doesn't care about any of that. It's just going to weigh who you are. It's just going to weigh what's on top of this scale. That's it. But you're seeing a change because you are dropping body fat. You are densifying the muscle. Okay, so that is something that you should be focused on. Don't focus on the scale. Don't focus on how come this number is like this or whatnot. If you took everything out of measuring progress, I'm talking you took out girth measurements, you took out the scale, you took out pictures, and all you had, not even mirrors, okay? Like don't even pay attention to mirrors. Nothing. I'm talking about nothing. All you had was clothes that you wore every single day and other people's feedback. If you focused on just that, you would see how come these jeans are a little bit loose now? How come the shirt is a little bit loose now? How come people are telling me that I look good? I don't really feel like I'm changing enough, but you're taking out all these negative things of the scale of girth measurements and of looking at yourself in the mirror. You're taking all those negative things away and you're focusing on literally how you feel and the clothes that you wear and what people are saying to you. And I'm not saying you need people's, you need them to accept you or give you whatever it is that they want to give you, attention or whatnot. I'm not saying you need that. I'm saying you use people's feedback or criticism as something that you can either take in or you can kind of just go in one ear out the other. People are saying stupid shit like, you've been training for 2 years. How come you still look the same? Let that shit go in one ear out the other. But if they're saying, hey, it looks like you've really been taking care of yourself. You look better. You look more happy. You're smiling more. I could tell that, you're looking a little bit more fit. Like, that's so awesome. I can tell you've been training. Like, those are great feedbacks. And that's how you know that your body composition is changing. And that's what you should be dialed in on. Fuck the scale. You don't need to worry about the scale. The scale is just a stupid number. That's all it is. It's going to weigh. If I put my stuff on there and then your stuff on there and then a TV, it's not going to know the difference. All it's going to do is weigh whatever the hell is on top of that scale. Okay. So when it comes down to how come I've been training a lot, how come I've been working out, how come I've been dialing into my food, but I haven't seen a change in the scale, but I'm seeing a change in my clothes and how I look at myself in the mirror, I feel like I'm shrinking. Body composition. You are doing something right. Keep it going. Keep it up. Don't pay attention to the scale. Use the scale as a small little gauge, if anything. Okay. Other than that, who cares about the scale? You're doing something right. Now, why is this happening? Okay. When muscle grows or densifies, muscle needs a lot more nutrition, blood flow, water, a lot more things inside of a muscle to maintain its size, to maintain its function. And not only that, but to grow as well. It needs a lot. Okay. Your muscles use a lot and they need a lot to just be muscles. Okay. Compared to fat doesn't need much. It's just a storage unit. It's just fuel basically, or, a kind of like a barrier against the organs to kind of keep the organs nice and healthy and strong as well. But your body uses fat as fuel. That's why it gets stored, because when your body gets put into a survival mode, because you're starving yourself and doing a ton of cardio, you're going to shrink perhaps, but your body fat might even go up because your body is storing fat and creating bigger fat cells because it doesn't know whenever you're going to feed it again. So it's got to feed off something. Same thing with muscle. It's going to feed off muscle as well because muscle has a lot of great stuff in it. So whenever you are making a transition into changing your body and life and you're wanting to lift weights and do things, you're breaking down tissue, you're hydrating tissue, you are feeding tissue, you are growing tissue. That is why the scale might not see any change, or if anything, you have gained weight. So pay attention to how you feel, how you're performing in the gym. Pay attention to how you're changing in the mirror, how other people are seeing you, how your clothes are fitting. Pay attention to those things. But most importantly, pay attention to how you feel, ladies and gentlemen. Do not let that scale ruin how you feel. If you crushed your workout today and you went up 10 pounds on your PRs and you did a circuit without even gassing yourself, you did a circuit without even stopping, you just felt great in your workout. And this was the same workout you did a month ago, but a month ago you were dead. Like, you were just tired as hell. And even today you did an extra round. That is success, ladies and gentlemen. That is progress. You will eventually see amazing results in your body on a body composition level instead of the scale. You're not. This is the cause of not losing weight, because you're so focused on something that's so small. You have to look at a bigger picture, ladies and gentlemen. Now, when we go into food, let's talk about carbohydrates. All I hear a lot of the times is, yo, Matt, is sugar bad for you? Is sugar going to make me fat? Okay. Am I not supposed to eat fruit because fruit has a lot of sugar? There's natural sugar and there's fake sugar. Like, okay, let's talk about this real quick. So when it comes down to sugar is a carbohydrate. For every one carbohydrate, 1 gram is 4 calories. And that's all it is. That's how your body utilizes it. That's how your body sees it. And that's it. Yes, your body has to push out insulin, all this other stuff. Now we go into a complex and a simple carbohydrate. 2 different things. Complex is a carbohydrate that your body digests over a longer period of time, while a simple carbohydrate is a carbohydrate that your body can break down very fast. Now, fruit is a simple carbohydrate. You can digest fruit and your body can utilize those carbohydrates very fast. Now, the problem with that is this. If you have a banana, okay, let's talk about watermelon, okay? Well, because I love watermelon. And watermelon is like mostly water, right? But it has a lot of sugar. So fructose, which is fruit sugar, if you want to simplify it. But whenever you eat, let's say, a cup of watermelon, okay, and you're eating this, And let's say that cup of watermelon has, I'm just going to throw numbers out there. I'm not 100% sure. Let's say it has 20 grams of carbohydrates, okay? If you eat that 1 cup of fruit, which is going to seem very small kind of, and you eat it, you just took in 20 grams of sugar, which is times 4. What is that? 2, 4, 6, 8. So that's 80 calories that you just consumed. Now, let's say that goes through your system very fast because carbohydrates is going to, it's like throwing in wood into a fireplace. Like it's going to make the furnace hotter. Whenever you eat carbohydrates, that's what it does into your body. It makes the body hot. It makes the body work a little bit more. So whenever you do that, that simple carbohydrate just boom, shot through your body like fast. Now that can do 2 things. Okay. It can replenish a lot of fuel sources, or a lot of fuel tanks, you could say, a lot of fuel that you have depleted in a workout, which is great. That's why it's good to eat these things around your workouts as well. But it can also speed up your appetite so that you abuse more simple carbohydrates. And that simple 1 cup of watermelon turned it to 5 cups of watermelon, which then doubled, tripled, quadrupled your freaking caloric intake, which then put you into a surplus. And now what you're doing is that you're doing that over a prolonged period of time because you think you're eating healthy, which you are. You're getting a lot of good macros, which is, vitamins, minerals. But then when you look at a weight or calories versus in and calorie versus out and all the other stuff, whenever you look at it like that, you're putting yourself into a surplus. And then now you are having a bad view on fruit because fruit has a lot of sugar. And because it has a lot of sugar, sugar is bad for you. Sugar makes people fat. That is not the case. What makes people overweight and obese is because we abuse the simple carbohydrates, the highly processed, low dense carbohydrates that your body can digest very fast. It increases appetite. And people are eating 300 to 400 grams of these simple carbohydrates compared to 80 grams of protein and like 10 grams of fat. Like carbohydrates is the most dominant. And because of that reason, your body has no other choice than to store fat. So, is fruit going to make you gain weight? Anything can make you gain weight. Eating too much of something will make you gain weight. Why? Because food, things that you consume and has nutrition facts or supplement facts, have macros, protein, carbs, fats. Those macros come into calories. As long as everything has a calorie and you abuse those and you are burning less calories than you are consuming, that means you are consuming more calories. That means you're in a surplus. As long as you are always in a surplus, you will stay maintaining, depending on how big the surplus is, or you will gradually gain weight over time. Now, this is a combination with being lethargic, sedentary, not moving enough, not training, not creating a muscle that's going to utilize these nutrients to freaking bang out a workout, to get fueled up, to keep the metabolism high. And if you are not doing that and you are choosing the other route of being sedentary, not moving around, being lazy, don't want to work out, none of that stuff, and you're abusing all these fruits, all these simple carbohydrates, and you do this, your body's metabolism is adapting to a small number that you intake a day, which is like 1,300 calories, right? Let's just say 1,200. Keep it simple, because that's like the American freaking daily caloric consumption that you need to survive, right? But which is horrible. But okay, whenever you talk about that, okay, and you are just eating that and you are sedentary and you are abusing fruit, and that because you're eating fruit, that's going to put you into a freaking massive surplus. That surplus is making you gain weight over time. And then now you're blaming fruit for your weight gain. Now, this is also another problem too, when people think that they're eating healthy. Vegetables have carbohydrates, ladies and gentlemen. Fruit has carbohydrates. Spinach has carbohydrates. These amazing foods, this produce that comes from the earth, amazing stuff that you can just grow in the backyard and you can eat that. Okay, all these things, they have nutrients. It's not like a vegetable has no calories. It's not like you eat a vegetable and it has like 0 calories. Okay, you get a reward for eating a green. That's not what happens. These things still have carbohydrates. They still have calories. You can still abuse vegetables to the point to where you get put into a surplus, which means you're going to gain weight over time. Lose weight, drop body fat by being in a caloric deficit. You can still utilize and consume fruits. You just got to realize that whenever you eat a cup of fruit, okay, that cup of fruit can be, who knows, like 40 grams of sugar, okay, which is natural, okay, it's coming from fructose, which is going to be 40 grams. You times that by 4, okay, 160 calories, right? If I'm doing my math right. I suck at math, guys. 160 calories that you just consumed of simple carbohydrates. Okay, and that right there is already 160 calories, already 40 grams of carbohydrates, and that's going to fly through your body very fast, okay, because it's simple. compared to having a baked potato. Let's just make the numbers simple as a small one, okay? Also has 40 grams, but of complex carbohydrates. That complex carbohydrate is going to stay on the furnace and burn a lot faster than the other simple ones, which is a cup of fruit. And if you literally think of it as a log of wood, your simple carbohydrates is like twigs, and your complex is like a freaking tree trunk. So the twigs are going to burn very fast, and you're going to have to put more twigs inside the furnace so you can keep the fuel going. But when that trunk over there, on the other hand, that tree trunk, you put it in the furnace, it's going to burn for a longer period of time. Okay, that's the difference between simple and complex. So these carbohydrates are not damaging your body. They're not making you gain weight. You just need to understand. This is why having a coach is great. You need to understand when to put in simple and complex. You need to understand what your numbers are throughout your day. You need to understand you need to have a high protein diet. You have to. Having a high source of protein with every single meal is absolutely crucial. Protein is a remarkable and very important macro for your daily consumption, for your daily life, along with carbohydrates and fats. But how come whenever people are going to compete and they want to drop fat and they want to get leaner, they are messing with the carbohydrates? Because carbohydrates you can mess with. You can have days where you have a lot of carbohydrates. You can have 3 days where you have a lot of carbohydrates. You can go through a bulk phase where you're having 2 weeks of a lot of carbohydrates and then a week of low carbohydrates. You can mess with these things. You can always jump around and have fun with this stuff and see what it is that you are needing. If you want to sculpt the body that you want to not just thin out. You want to create body composition, drop body fat, and densify the muscle. Make the muscle as close to the skin as possible, right? You do that by being in a deficit, not too extreme, unless you really want to drop weight kind of fast or drop body fat kind of fast. But if you're in too much of a deficit, you're also going to lose muscle mass. You need to be careful with how much of a deficit you're in. If you want to stay on that borderline of your maintenance phase, you want to stay right there, right underneath it. You will slowly, gradually focus on dropping body fat and keeping that lean muscle. If you want to jump above that line and come back down, like surplus, deficit, but being like in a 100-calorie deficit and then a 100-calorie surplus over time, you will see that you will start to lean out. You'll start to, focus on densifying your muscle and getting the muscle more lean, get more vascular, dropping body fat, and focusing on body composition. Not even paying attention to the scale. Body composition is how you look, how you see your physique, your aesthetic. That's what body composition is. Focus on that. Lift heavy. Do cardio if you need to. Cardio is just for cardiovascular training. If you are trying to improve your cardiovascular system or be an endurance athlete, or if you need a little bit more cardio just to burn a little bit more calories so that you can be in a deficit. That's all. That's the only reason why you need cardio. Other than that, all you can do is just do your weight training, do some HIIT, put that inside your schedule, and then boom, there it is. You're doing your workouts and you're burning calories, you're burning carbs, and you're creating a breakdown. You're creating your body an opportunity for growth, which is then going to build muscle, which is then going to increase your metabolic rate, which then makes you burn fat over time. You can enjoy more food. It's crazy. What you can do is if you check every box, hit every pillar, right? Train hard, recover right, and eat well, eat food. You have to eat. You cannot be eating 1,200 calories a day and expect to create this amazing body that you see on the magazine because you think that all they do is starve themselves and do a bunch of cardio and lift heavy or whatever the case may be. No, you need to understand what your body needs to do and how it can perform in a deficit and force that, push that, challenge your body and just live a healthy lifestyle. Be happy with yourself. Start to figure out what your body can do on a performance level and just be happy. The cause of why you can't lose weight is because how you view yourself. You need to understand how great you are and the potential you have. If you keep telling yourself I'm fat, if you keep telling yourself I can never do this, if you keep telling yourself I will never be able to lose 10 pounds or 10 pounds or 15 pounds or 20 pounds or whatever the case may be, if you keep telling yourself I need to do more cardio because I need to burn more calories, if you keep telling yourself you can no longer ever in your entire life have any sort of carbohydrate ever again because carbohydrates make you fat, you will understand that that's not the case. Because your body's going to react to that. And when your body reacts to that, you're going to have a bounce back effect where your body's going to want to indulge in carbohydrates as soon as you put it inside your system. And that is going to affect your weight and affect who you are on a great scale. You need to understand what you're truly capable of and check every box that makes you a human being, that what your body is capable of utilizing and using every single day. That's how powerful this stuff is. Okay, the cause of why we can't lose weight is because we abuse a lot of simple carbohydrates. We abuse processed foods. We would rather go through a fast food restaurant than actually cook our own food. These are things that happen every single day over a long period of time, years. And because of that reason, we are damaging our health, we are damaging our body, we are gaining weight over a long period of time. And because of that, you have now gained 50 or 100 pounds ever since you graduated high school or graduated college or whatever the case may be. Okay. Learn, educate yourself, and ask questions always, but never think the scale has more power over what you're doing, because what you're doing on a performance level, getting up and going to do your workouts and focusing on your food, that's powerful. So fuck the scale and what the scale thinks. Number two, carbohydrates are not the reason why you are overweight. That's not the reason why you cannot lose weight. Fruit is not going to make you overweight. Sugars is not going to make you overweight. Abusing these things will make you overweight. Understanding what your numbers are and what numbers to stay within, that's going to help you in the long run. These things are important to understand. There is no blaming other things but yourself. And I know it's a hard thing to kind of understand, because if you don't know, you don't know. But there's a lot of stuff out there to get you to know these things. And that's what we're doing here on this podcast right now, trying to educate you on these things so that you can understand and better implement these things in your day-to-day life. It's okay to have some watermelon, guys. It's okay to have a banana. It's okay to have some damn grapes. It's okay to have this and that. See, it's even okay to have some pizza. It's no big deal. All right. Move, train right, sleep well, recover, and nourish your body. Ladies and gentlemen, if I taught you something today, gave you some value, all I ask you is simply share it to your best friend, man, your gym buddy, your partner, your mom, dad, cousin, uncle, neighbor, coworker, business partner, somebody. The more people, your real estate agent, someone, the more people get to listen to these episodes, y'all, the more lives we can all change together. And that's what we're trying to do here on this Train Others Strong podcast. We're trying to inspire people to believe in who they are, in themselves, and what they're truly capable of. All right, ladies and gentlemen, other than that, much love to you all. You all are seriously amazing. Every single listener we've had on this show, every single person who has put in some time just to tune into the episodes every Monday and Thursday, I'm absolutely honored to have had you here. And if this is your first time listening to this episode, I am beyond honored to have you here tuning in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hey, every Monday and Thursday, we're pushing out episodes. But other than that, Coach Matt, you know how we do it over here. Get out there, train hard, and live strong. Coach Matt, peace.